of Part 1.
And now, a word from our false or true sponsors.
Well, how's the dinner?
All right, I suppose.
Why? Whatever is wrong?
Well, it's missing a little pizzazz.
Pizzazz? Whatever do you mean?
It's a little, well, bland.
Whatever will I do? Hello? My goodness.
Here, let Gherkin Man help you, madam. Why not try Brown's Gherkins for that extra pizzazz?
Oh, bless my soul. What are gherkins?
They're nothing more than a new, fresh way to enjoy mini cucumbers and vinegar. Any housewife would do her family proud to serve these on her table.
This just might work.
Wow, what a great meal, Mum.
Certainly is, Daphne. Wait till I tell the chaps at work about this.
Thanks, Gherkin Man. You saved the day.
Welcome back to Part 2.
Plastic surgery is used by some of the world's most glamorous men and women to improve their appearance. What do you think? Not bad, eh? However, with bills for the top surgeons running to hundreds of thousands, only a fortunate few are wealthy enough to be able to afford this most exclusive of luxuries. But now there is an alternative, thanks to this clever invention. This stainless steel and plastic facial micro gym. All you do is place it discreetly in your mouth, thus. You then exercise your facial muscles by stretching these dental elastic bands here for a short while each day. This helps prevent the formation of the wrinkles and flabby areas common with old age. So, you too can have a beautiful face like mine, without the need to visit my very expensive clinic in Beverly Hills.
True?
You what?
Oh, I don't feel very well today. Bit of an upset tummy. Oh, sorry about that. I'm absolutely famished and dying to tuck into all these treats, but I'm not allowed to. But you know what Mummy says? There's always someone worse off than you.
It was a typical day in the stinking city when I was called out to investigate a particularly nasty stench.
Open up! Please! Wow, this is the source of the smell, all right. Malone, you check the bedroom. Parker, you and I take the kitchen. Go!
A stench bad enough to kill a man.
Oh, jeez, what a stink. Don't any of the windows open in here? A clue. Gentlemen, I cannot exaggerate the seriousness of this case. 3 of the rescue team are sick. 1 is in hospital from breathing in the noxious gases in this man's apartment. But I have concluded that this is not, repeat, not a homicide. Using modern techniques, I have managed to reconstruct the last few hours of this unfortunate man's life. First, there is the matter of his diet. This consisted almost exclusively of cabbage and beans. It also seems that this man was more than normally prone to intestinal flatulence. Finally, the apartment he lived in was virtually airtight, making evacuation of poison gas impossible. So, I have concluded that this unfortunate man was the victim of poisoning.
by inhaling the methane produced in his own digestive tract.
Back in the 1870s, the original galloping gourmet was Dr. Edward Hathaway. Armed with a set of pots and pans, he gave up his job as a dentist in Wyoming, bought himself a covered wagon, and set out to follow the cattle trails of the original Wild West. Hathaway is the man credited with inventing what we know today as the takeaway. He realised that most cowboys would be too tired to cook for themselves after a day on the trail, and followed them in his covered wagon, providing the quick, nutritious meals they needed. For several years, the takeaway concept worked well. Then, unfortunately, Hathaway was himself taken away by Sioux Indians. Doc Hathaway's life was short, but next time you bite into a quarter pounder, remember the mild-mannered dentist who gave us the takeaway, but paid for it with his scalp.
False.
Yeah! Right? Wrong?
Let's find out now!
Did Sooty's attack with a custard pie send Matthew Corbett to hospital? True! Did actor Tom Brody make a rabbit disappear into a hat and then never, ever find it again? False! Was a man choked to death on his own gaseous emissions?
True! Competition!
This is the Jolly Giant toy store, which has come up with a sneaky new method of solving crime. This is Martin Rushby, Chief of Security, who is one of the hardest jobs in retail. Martin, how do you go about looking after a store this size?
Well, like any store, we have a potential threat from shoplifters, and we suffer not just from the adults in this shop. The problem is that we as security guards are extremely obvious, and anyone thinking of stealing something will see us straight away.
Well, surely that's a good thing.
Yes and no. As soon as we're out of sight, they steal it then. That's when we knew we had to bring in people in disguise.
Adam, the cars. Joe, the jigsaws. And Luke, you go to the books. And everybody, be careful out there.
Jolly Giant have decided to hire the sort of plainclothes detectives that will blend in perfectly. Welcome to the Toy Techs.
Well, the advantage is that nobody's going to suspect that the kid standing next to you is in fact a toy tech.
So how did you get the job, Luke?
Well, my mum used to work here, and the manager asked if I would like to come down, look out for thieves, and play with toys, and I said yes.
Here's an incident that happened a few months ago. Young lad looks around, check no one's looking, then takes that box and puts in his jacket. Luckily for us, we have a toy tech just 2 meters away, and he presses his alarm and alerts us of the crime.
If I see somebody stealing something, I'll make sure that they have stolen it, and then I'll press my red alert button.
All the toy techs have one of these alarm buttons on their belt. When it's pressed, it sends out a radio signal to us in the control box, and we send people straight to that aisle to investigate.
I'm extremely pleased with our toy techs. What started off as a trial idea has now turned into a major success. There have been no thefts over the last few months while our toy techs have been on duty.
All the toy techs are put in a 2-week training course before starting the store, and they're paid in toys.
It gets boring standing around all day, but the best bit is to choose what toy I can bring home with me.
Is a toy store employing children as undercover store detectives? What do you think? Is it false or is it true? Why not call us here at FoT and let us know what you think? If you think the junior store detective story is false, phone 0891 555 301. But if you think the junior store detective story is true, phone 0891 555 302. The lines are open now and will stay open until 9 o'clock this evening. Please leave your name and telephone number however, don't forget the area code. You must ask permission to make the call from the person who pays the telephone bill. Winners will be selected at random from the correct entries and will receive our exclusive FoT fleece, mug, t-shirt and camera. The winners' names will be announced on next week's FoT.
What do you think? Is that toy store employing children as undercover detectives? True or false? If you're ringing in to answer that, remember to dial carefully, won't you?